Hello everyone, how are you? I am Erin. Welcome back to my channel, Energy with Erin. I'm a psychic slash energy healer. And today we are going to be talking about some personal stories and we're going to do a quick little card reading for you guys. And I want to show you guys the book that I read when I was 21 that helped me not be afraid of dying anymore. So hopefully it can help you. And I also have some other book suggestions for you guys if you're interested. So let's get started. How are you doing? You guys doing good? All right. So we have two cards today, and to go along with the theme of death, I pulled the decks that I had that had skeletons in it. To go along with the theme. So let's start off with our Audacity deck card. You guys got the last straw. Ooh. It's giving me fall vibes. It's giving me like pumpkin frappuccino. Pumpkin spice latte. So, the last straw. When it's the last straw, quite literally, the straw that broke the camel's back, drawing the short straw. Your message: it is time to face the music. When you pull this card, you are ready for the truth, ready to roll up your sleeves and dig in, ready to face your own personal Monday. You guys are ready. You're totally ready. This goes back to, like the Scorpio full moon that we just had, right? You're ready for truth, okay? The full moon is exposing truths, even truths that you didn't want to hear. And some of those truths were probably your last straw. The straw that broke your back, right? Or you just feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. Okay? That's what this is talking about. So what's going on? What's going on in your life that you feel like it's the last straw? But you know what? Sometimes people need that last straw moment. Even if it's like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It's something stupid that shouldn't have let you react that way, but you have just had enough and you're tired of shutting your mouth and going along with it, and you're done. And you know what? To me, those are blessings in disguise. Like, yeah, is it something stupid that happened, and maybe you shouldn't have reacted that way? Sure. But you know what? You should have reacted that way sooner. Maybe not as explosive, but you should have made that decision sooner, right? But you are ready for it, okay? It's time. You are ready for it. You may not think you're ready for it, but if you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be coming up. And you're ready to do the work, okay? And dig in. This is about Taurus season, okay? You're ready to get in to the dirt and do the dirty work, okay? Because what you're getting before was not fulfilling. So what's your last straw, and what are you going to do because of it? Okay, use this as a launching point to get to where you want to be, okay? So there's no more last straws for you. And then the other card we got was from the Memento Mori deck, which is Latin for remember death. Remember that you will die. And then the other half of the quote is memento something, and it's remember to also live. Remember that you will die one day, but also remember to live while you're here. Okay, that's a really important message. So I've pulled this card before and did like a written reading a couple months ago. So choose to be present. Remember, your phones are portals, TVs are portals. You should be praying over your TV and your phones, you guys, and mirrors and windows and doors and all that stuff. Those are all portals, okay? Your phone is a portal. It is sucking the life out of you when you're looking at your phone. It has your attention. The phones these days also have eye tracking, so they know when you're looking at your phone, and that's when ads pop up and stuff, right? Be present. Be in the present moment. Get the frick off your phone, because phone is not real life. Is it a tool? Yes, we can use it for good. But you need to be present. You need to live in the 3D reality. You need to live in the world. Be present with others, okay? Remember, this month of May is all about relationships with other people. Get off your phone and spend some time with people, okay? I feel like a lot of people, especially the younger generation, they don't know how to socialize anymore like the older generation does, because things are just so different. They grew up with a phone. They literally grew up with a phone in their hand, some kids. Which is interesting to see how that's kind of playing out as they get older. So be present, okay? Especially if you're hanging out with family and you go on your phone and like people are trying to have a conversation. Get off your phone. Don't be rude, and be present with the people that are around you. Okay? Because if you lose your phone and your phone breaks, whatever, you can get a new one. If something happens to your family member, you can't get a new one. So be present with the people in your life. All right, guys, be present. Be in the present moment. You only have the present. Remember, if you're living in the past, you're depressed. If you're living in the future, you're anxious. If you're living in the present, you should be calm and balanced, okay? Because you are living in the present moment, okay? The present is a gift. We only have now. We only have the now, okay? We can't go live in the past. We can't go live in the future. We can only live in the now. So be present in the now, you guys, okay? So, story time. When I was 21 years old, I was senior? Yeah, I was a senior in college, and I was afraid of dying. I feel like that's a normal thing. I feel like most humans are afraid to die, right? And every summer when I would have to go home for the summer, I dreaded it. I really dreaded it. And because I was graduating, I was really dreading it. School was a way for me to get away from my home life and, not deal with the stuff that was happening at home and just, the messed up dynamics and all that stuff. It was very emotionally, it was hurting me. It was hurting my heart inside. And I was going through a time in my life where I was actually being brave, and I don't even think I was being brave to be brave. I was just tired of it. And I reached out to someone that I had a really terse relationship with. And I was just like, we never, this is not a normal relationship. Like, I want a normal relationship. So I was going through some stuff in my life. I was going through a big change. Like, I was getting ready to graduate. And, I obviously read a lot when I was in school. By my senior year, I was friggin' writing 300 pages a week, if not more, between all my classes and reading all these books and all this stuff. So there was one book that I found and I had always wanted to read because I had watched the movie and I really liked the movie. I also had a few other books from this author and they were really good and I really liked this author. So I was like, you know what? Let me read the book that the movie is based on. And I read it, and it was very, very different from the movie. And growing up as a kid, it's like, at least I read a lot as a kid. But for me, I usually saw the movie first and then read the book later. Harry Potter was an exception because obviously the books came out first. But for the most part in my life growing up, it was like that. And obviously as a kid, you're like, hey, that's not, like, when you read the book and then you see the movie, you're like, that's not what it's like. It's so different. Like, I know when I read Practical Magic, after I saw the movie, I was not happy with the book. I was like, that is not what happened in the movie. I wanted to be just like the movie. And it's like, okay, well, the book came first. And obviously, as you grow up, you learn that. And then you learn to appreciate, I like the book better than the movie. Or you can appreciate both, right? They're two different art forms. And you can't translate a book exactly to a movie and vice versa, right? They're two different mediums. They do two different things, and they're their own separate things, and they're cool, right? So, when I read this book, it was very different, and it opened my mind, it expanded my mind, and it was just dropping little grains of truth, and I resonated with it so strongly, and I was like, yeah, like, that's true. Like, I feel that in my heart. I've always felt like that, and then this guy's writing about it, and I was like, I think this is real. And then at the very end of the book, he writes and he's like, this is what I believe to be true of the afterlife and death and all this stuff. And these are all my resources. And he had friggin' page after page after page of like resources and all this stuff. And he's like, this is what I've come to believe. And this is all the research supporting it and all this stuff. So what is the book I'm talking about, you guys? What is the movie? I guarantee you've probably seen it. Okay? I'm talking about What Dreams May Come by Richard Matheson. I love this author. He is one of my favorite authors. All his books are very different from one another, but he's amazing. I love him. So, have you guys seen the movie with, Cuba Gooding Jr. was in it, Robin Williams, of course. Oh, I love Robin Williams. But the book is very different. So, have you guys seen the movie? Comment down below. The movie is a good representation of the book, but it's very different. If you guys want to know the nitty-gritty, read the book. It's actually a really quick read. I reread this recently, and I got some different stuff out of it. It's a little over 250 pages. It's 275 pages. It's not that much. But it's a very quick read. The chapters are pretty short. It's a little bit different from the movie. The movie is amazing for visuals, though. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. The movie is really, really good. But there's so much truth in it, but it's sprinkled in like a little bit here and there. So I'm not gonna like spoil it for you, but I'll just give like the general overview of like what I'm trying to talk about. So when the main character, I believe his name is Chris, right? Chris. When he is trying to go to hell to find his wife Annie and rescue her from hell because she committed suicide. And they can't be together because she committed suicide, right? So she is condemned to hell for the rest of however many years she was supposed to naturally live. So, like, I think she killed herself at, like, age 40, and she was supposed to live to 75, so she has to spend the remaining 30-something years in hell, and then she can go join her husband in heaven. And they're soulmates. And he's like, I can't live without her, I have to go get her. And so his guide or his helper on the other side, basically Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, but he's different in the book, he goes and he takes him to hell, and through the different levels of hell. And because I have gone through my spiritual awakening and have learned a lot of stuff, the second time I read this, it made so much more sense to me. And it was just very different. Okay, I got a lot of different things out of the book. But it sprinkles it here and there. So, like, they'll go to, like, one section of hell, and, like, Chris will be asking the guide, like, why is this like this? Why am I thinking like this? Like, this is so different from heaven. And he's explaining it to him in the different levels. So, in heaven, there's different parts of heaven. And there's different parts of hell. And depending on what you believe when you die, and this is in this book, but I also do believe this in real life. Depending on what you believe in is what you're going to see when you die or where you're going to go. So there are sections in this heaven that they're in where people are just in church because they believe that they're just going to go to church and they're, that's where they're going to go. It's very interesting, you guys. I'm not going to spoil everything for you because I want you to read it for yourself. But if you have never heard of the book, if you've never heard of the movie, I strongly suggest that you do either one. If you're a reader, read the book. If you're a watcher, watch the movie. It really put my soul at ease after reading it. And like after I read it, I literally was just like, I am not afraid. Not like, oh, I'm not afraid to die. It wasn't like that. It was an inner knowing. It was just like, I am not afraid to die anymore. Like, if this is what's waiting for me on the other side and I truly resonate with this book, like, I am not afraid. And then obviously you go through your spiritual awakening, you learn more about, what earth is and what heaven is. And then when you can tap into heaven and go visit heaven and you actually see it and experience it for yourself, it's very much like this. Very much like how they describe it in the book. And also it's kind of like that in the movie too. At least from my experience. So, it's a really good one, you guys. I don't even know how else to describe it without telling you what happens in the book, but I don't want to tell you. I want you guys to go and infer things for yourself because every person, depending on where they're at in their development, is going to pick up something different, okay? So, What Dreams May Come. Great read. I could reread it over and over again and pick up new things every time. So if you are more into scientific stuff or you're kind of on the fence and you don't really believe this, I read this next book recently and it wasn't really my favorite, but I really liked what the author had to say. And this is a real story. It's written from a doctor. It's called Proof of Heaven. So again, I'm not going to spoil everything for you, but basically this doctor has something really bad happened to him, and he basically has a near-death experience, and he should have died. He really should have died with whatever he had. And he did not believe in the afterlife at all. He was a very scientific, he was a neurosurgeon, guys. He did not believe in any of that stuff. And the journey he took and where he went while he was in a coma for about like a week or two, I believe, very interesting. Okay, he went to all kinds of different levels of heaven and like the afterlife, and like he was in this dark place, almost like a void. And he when his family was praying for him to come back to them, he could see and hear those prayers, and like an angel came and helped him out of the darkness. And again, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but it's very interesting. it's very much more of like a memoir than like a written book. Like he does, like a lot of it I was just kind of like, okay, you're just talking about your life, like I want to know more about what you saw, tell me more. But this is a really good one for people who are more scientific and more skeptical. Okay, because he didn't believe in any of that stuff, and after he came back he was like, okay, this is weird, like I don't even know if I believe in it, but I experienced it, so like it must be real. So that's a good one. And then the last one, I will admit, I have not read this yet. It is literally sitting next to my nightstand on top of other books I need to read. But I've heard so many good things about it, so I can't say much about it, you guys, but I just know these are a really good book series, okay? Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. He is also a doctor as well. So I believe, what did he do? Yeah, so he talked to a bunch of people. I don't know if he hypnotized them or I think that was more Dolores Cannon with QHHT. But he talked to people who had experiences on the other side. And this goes all into that. And there's so many different other books. Like there's Journey of Souls, Destiny of Souls. Like there's a whole series on it. So I probably shouldn't be talking about it because I haven't read it yet. But I do know this is a good one. I know a lot of people have read this book. Really, really good. So, if you guys are afraid of dying, I would just tell you, don't be afraid, okay? And remember, what you believe is going to happen on the other side is going to happen. That's why a lot of people are afraid to die, because they truly believe they're going to hell for their transgressions, and they don't want to go to hell. Okay? Also, who you think is going to come get you is going to be there. So if people think they're going to see Jesus, Jesus will come get you. If they want their mom to come get them, their mom will come get them. Or their husband, or their daughter, or whoever. That stuff does happen, okay? So, have you guys had any near-death experiences? I have not. My husband has, I think, but he didn't see anything. He's like, I don't believe in the afterlife, I just saw black. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. But let me know what you guys think, if you believe in life after death, or if you've had an NDE or any other book recommendations. I'm sure there's plenty more out there, but these are just the ones I have. So let me know. It's just a quick short video for you guys. I hope it was helpful. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe down below. Let's start a conversation. How are you guys doing? I also want to let you guys know I am still taking story submissions. Any kind of weird, creepy, inspiring, miraculous stories. If you guys have a near-death experience, I'd love to hear those. You can send your story submissions to telerinyourstory@gmail.com. I have a post on it on all my social medias and on YouTube as well. So if you need to find that email, there you go. I very much look forward to hearing your story, making videos on it. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're hanging in there. Do you guys believe in life after death? Where do you think you're going to go when you're on the other side? Who do you think's going to come get you? I also learned from this book that depending on the advancement of your soul, you can go up and down to different levels of heaven. Like, say you're only so advanced, you can only go to this is just a random number. Say you can only go to level 5, like if they're called levels. They can only go from levels 1 through 5. And say you have a loved one who's can go up to level 12. You can't go visit them at level 12, but they can come visit you at level 5. If that makes sense. They talk a little bit about that in here. So, very interesting concepts, you guys. And again, I know a lot of people are like, well, we won't know until we know. And it's like, yeah, you're absolutely right, but there's way too many stories and coincidences to not believe in an afterlife. Personally. If you guys don't, personally, that's cool too. Let me know. Let me know your opinion down below. I'd really like to hear it. So, that's it from you guys. Just a quick video suggestion of books to read. So here you go. Add it to your reading list if you haven't read them yet. I would recommend probably, even though I haven't read it, number 1. This is my personal favorite. Number 2. And this is a really good one as well. So, get to reading, guys. Watch the movie. Let me know what you think. And yeah. I love you guys. I'm sending you peace, love, light, and healing. And until the next video, I'll see you later, guys. Remember, memento mori. Remember, you will die one day, but also remember to live while you're here. All right? Till the next one. Bye, guys.